This is Face the Nation, broadcasting live from the CNN-IBN headquarters in New Delhi with Sagarika Ghosh.
Hi there, very warm welcome to you. Nobel laureate Venkataraman Ramakrishnan says India still can't afford cutting-edge scientific research.
Do you think this kind of research might be possible in India too?
I don't see why it shouldn't, but there are some limitations. One is it's very expensive.
He was educated in Tamil Nadu and Baroda, but he still had to go to the United States to do the research that brought him the Nobel Prize. Just like India's other Nobel laureates, S. Chandrashekhar, Hargobind Khorana and Amartya Sen, in fact, you had to go abroad to get that Nobel Prize. That brings us to our question of the day. Can Indian universities throw up a Nobel laureate? Type QOTD space Y for yes, QOTD space N for no, SMS to 51818. You can also vote online and express an opinion on IBNLive.com. You can also join us on Twitter.com and send us a tweet and join this very lively debate. Joining us tonight, Chetan Bhagat, author of 5 Point Someone, the authority on IIT, on his life in IIT, and just releasing a new book, Two States, The Story of My Marriage, which is about interstate marriage. We're the first channel to have actually got this book. It's just out tomorrow.
It's hot. Yeah.
Hot off the press. Ashis Nandy, in fact, sociologist and eminent intellectual and in fact thinker and citizen of India, and Ranjit Nair, Director, Center for Philosophy and Foundations of Science. Gentlemen, we'll hear from you in just a bit, but first the top story on Face the Nation. Indian origin American scientist Venkataraman Ramakrishnan has won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the year 2009 for his contributions to ribosome research. He is at the moment Senior Fellow at Trinity College, Cambridge, and works at the MRC Lab of Molecular Biology in Cambridge. He shares the $1.4 million prize with two other scientists.
The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has decided to award the 2009 Nobel Prize in Chemistry jointly to Professor Venkataraman Ramakrishnan, Professor Thomas Steitz, and Professor Ada Jonas.
An announcement in Sweden that sparked off celebrations at the Baroda University. This man has made India proud. Indian-American Venkataraman Ramakrishnan has won the 2009 Nobel Prize for Chemistry.
I mean, it's gratifying in a way to have one's work vindicated by what is, after all, the most prestigious award in science. On the other hand, it's important to remember that that's not why we went into science. We went into science out of curiosity to tackle important problems. And the hope is, that remains the case.
Ramakrishnan hails from Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu, but studied physics at the Baroda University. His old classmates couldn't hide their pride at his achievement.
मुझे गौरव है कि हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी के विद्यार्थी को आज विश्वविख्यात नोबेल प्राइज मिला है.
Ramakrishnan and his co-scientists, American Thomas Steitz and Israeli Ada Jonas, were felicitated for mapping the ribosome, one of the cell's most complex components, at the atomic level.
It has also very important applications, and that has to do with antibiotics, how they work, how they bind, and in the future, how we could develop new types of antibiotics.
Only two other Indian Americans have won the Nobel Prize post-independence for scientific research: molecular biologist Hargobind Khorana and astrophysicist Subramaniam Chandrashekhar. And Venkataraman Ramakrishnan's achievement is another laurel in India's growing presence in the field of science. Bureau Report, CNN-IBN.
And Nobel laureate Venkat Ramakrishnan spoke exclusively to CNN-IBN.
I think it's a recognition of work done by lots of people in my lab, but of course the ribosome is a field that many people have contributed to and made major contributions. And so I feel honored that I was chosen as one of the 3 people that they recognized for this work.
Do you feel a particular pride as Indian?
I think I'm not big on nationalism. I like people rather than sort of nations as such, but I'm deeply aware of my Indian roots, and I'm deeply grateful to my teachers.
Do you think this kind of research might be possible in India too?
I don't see why it shouldn't, but there are some limitations. One is it's very expensive. I mean, we use lots of materials, crystallization, robotics, and so on. Although I visited a lab in India that has very good crystallization robotics, and so that's not really an issue. But the real issue is getting access to very powerful X-ray sources, which are synchrotrons. Now, most of my Indian colleagues have to fly to Japan or France to collect their data. But other than that, it's certainly, it's only a question of wanting to do it and of stable funding. You cannot expect basic science to immediately turn around and result in some benefit immediately. But if you're willing to make the investment, it provides far greater return. And I think, if India doesn't do it, it puts itself 10 to 20 years down the line of not having the sort of know-how and expertise to launch into applied and productive areas.
Now the initial results of our SMS poll. Can Indian universities throw up a Nobel laureate? What are you telling us at the start of the show? 51% yes, but 49% is a big minority. They're saying no. Let's get straight into Crossfire.